Hello students, today we are going to go with the practicals which are related to the ANSYS workbench, and we are going to solve out the uh, problems on beams okay, in this ANSYS workbench, okay, which is nothing but a finite element analysis tool where we can just preview or predict out the types of deformation or types of stresses that can be developed out in the beam. Okay, so we can just have the preview and we can just have the idea before the actual practical solution. Okay, we can just validate out our problem in this FEA tool which is called as ANSYS workbench. Okay, so it'll be just restricted to 1D element problems for solving out the beam problems. Okay, so first of all, we'll be starting out with the cantilever problem. In front of you, there is one problem, okay, which is related to cantilever beam. Okay, so here consider a beam which is fixed at a left side and has a point load force of 6 kilonewton acting downward to the right end of the beam. Okay, which is shown in this figure. Okay, the beam has a length or a span of 4 meter and the cross section of the beam is square with width of 0.35 meter and height of 0.35 meter as shown in the blue lines, which shows out the cross section for this beam, which is nothing but a square. So for which we have to calculate out the deformation that will be developed out in this beam. Okay, so this is the problem that we are going to solve out in this ANSYS workbench. Okay, now for installing out the ANSYS workbench, that is R20 2020 version. Okay, you can just download out this ANSYS 2020 version from the ANSYS official website. You can just download out the student version there for trial basis. And once you download out, you can just follow out the procedure to install out that ANSYS on your laptop or on your desktop. Okay, by following out the process on YouTube, how to install out the ANSYS 2020 version in laptop or on the desktop. Okay, so I have already installed out that particular version. Now just going ahead with that, I'll just first of all click okay on the ANSYS workbench module. Just scroll down and I'm just and here you can just find out the workbench 2020 R2 okay version. Once you just click on that, it will open out. It takes some time for opening out the ANSYS window. Okay, so first of all, we are going to solve out the cantilever problem. Okay, the condition is very much clear out that the left end is fixed out. The span of the beam is it is 4 meter, which carries out a point load of 6 kilonewton at the free end. That is at the end of the span. Okay, there is a point load which is acting out downward and whose value is 6 kilonewton. Again, the cross section for the beam it is square with a width of 0.35 meter and a height of 0.35 meter. And they have asked how to calculate out a deformation that will be developed out in this particular beam by using out the ANSYS workbench. So your practical number one is related to the uh, deflection analysis in cantilever beam. Okay, that we are going to discuss out today. Okay, just for a minute. This workbench takes some time for opening out the window or to open out this ANSYS workbench R2 version. It takes out some time as the software it is very heavy. So definitely it takes out some time for just loading out the window. Okay. The files are loading out and it will just open out the window in some seconds in front of you. Can just go with the instructions at the bottom of the ANSYS 2020 R2 version. You can just check out. Once it is ready to open, it will just give out the message and it will just open out the window.